I want to talk about the Agent Hunt, where Resident 6 was good because it was the full game where it allowed players to play in the Resident Evil game of a campaign of the original, where it's canon, where it's the first time ever a multiplayer and doing a campaign, where players is allowed to interrupt your campaign because being like zombies and monsters, or I or like Agent Hunt. I have like returned to play. I have like this is like been waiting to play as like the Resident 2 remake and 3 remake would have Agent Hunt. Returning back and have players to be nemesis or zombies. Also, I don't know how many players could hold up to be uh zombies, or yeah, zombies. I don't know how many could hold in the lobby if they're playing, but like how Resident 2 remake is, you're in the RPD, will have been difficult for players to win and then win against them. So yeah, and like would have been interested to see players having trouble against Agent Hunt, like zombies, and then you could be zombies, in this part, like that's what like what didn't allow, like Capcom didn't allow to have zombies entering, doors and then get into safe rooms, or be behind like in the window, and if the player look in the window, you grab them and then take them in the window, game over from like how Resident Evil Outbreak is, where you look in the window and the zombie just somehow surprise you because he's outside in the window and he just grab you and took you in by the window, and then it's game over, and then you can return back to the lobby because your team has to finish the game and then move on, like how it would happen for a Resident Evil Outbreak remake. Oh, like this is this is like what most player wanted with Resident 2, Resident 3 remake, with being zombies, and like I don't think they had took the direction for Resident 6 inspiration when it was made. Like you could be zombies, you could interrupt the player, and the player could still have an option, offline, online, and the campaign will still continue, and if this is how the zombies is, if they play as a zombie, like I'm really good, I'm a very good player, uh, and I don't know much about like beta testing and stuff, but like this is interesting to see, and like I'm like responding, respawn and like becoming zombies, and then win. It's called Agent Hunt. It's the fundraiser with six. Uh, and it's something, you could control the map, you could be like from how the mastermind from Resident Evil Resistance as Wesker, and then the player had to find Wesker, and then they won. Or like he could have two options if the Resident Evil 1 was being made, Wesker could set up the traps, that what it is, how Eriko said that Wesker betrayed the stars. That could be like that, or he could be like, and they could use the mechanic from Mastermind for Resi Resistance, but it would be good, but it would be like a real campaign from the mansions, and have like how Resi 6 has so much stuff in it, and like you could be zombies, the players is fighting, they could block the door, they could enable it, because the zombies go into the safe rooms, not like they could all come in. Like I don't know how it will look. But I see why it will be overwhelming. I see why Capcom didn't allow this to make to allow players to enter safe rooms as zombies, and someone, yeah, to be that, and then the players, how it will work, it probably be overwhelming because if they do that, and then the player has to use the door to block it from the safe room if they have enough ammunition, but it will still be similar to Resident 2 remake gameplay, you know, and how the zombie was look and how they move, you know, it'd be like that, you know. Then Resident 6 is, you know, not too much movement, and then like Resident 2, and then they have to block the door or not. You know, they could remove, they could go offline, they could still play offline as a normal Resident Evil 1 matching, you know, the normal storyline. I don't know how they're gonna put, they probably will add 4 star member to survive. I really want like Resident Evil 1 remake, remaster, or reimagined to be like star members to survive. Have like online, you know how Resident Evil 6 has, or Resident Evil 6, there was Leon and his partner, and then you could see them by the window with Chris and Pierce Evans. That'd be awesome to have four online players survive in the mansion and then escape. It's like the true Resident Evil story, but I don't know if they will really need to do that to put that in. That's like Resident Evil Outbreak, but in the Resident Evil Mansion, you know. It will not ruin the game, you know. It could go online, you know. This is like what most players anticipated for a long time to have this come in the featurings, and it never came, you know. Could be like zombies. You could have given the player like similar to the chainsaw mode, like how the demo was and how hard it was and how it was difficult one life and then you get KO and then you have to start over, you know. Like Resident Evil 4 Remake would have had that an update if they showed it in Tokyo Game Show. They would have an update on that, or you know, like this zombies, but not like move so quick, you know, like how they made in Resident 2 Remake, you know, it would be like that, you know, it would be like I don't know how many players could be as a zombies, you know, they could pretend they can be activated, you know, they can't like they should enable an option, or if you play online, the player could put an option if they can't hurt the zombies, if the players to make it fair, you know, oh like if the player wants to, you know, to get the zombie take damage, they could, or have an option where the player just started to be a zombie, use a zombie, but not want to move. You know, they can't hurt him. You know, and then they can move. You know, they come too close. You know, get bite in the hand or something, but they not be like that from Resident Evil. That I see. You know, like I play the Resident Evil 6. You know. Uh, like I'm very good, you know. I'm a good player playing Resident Evil, you know. I won some matches and just show a demonstration of this. That if Agent Hunt comes back to be for a future Resident Evil, I think it'd be perfect for Resident Evil 0, 1, and 3. If director cut, if they added this, like they could put Carlos and them together. Nemesis could move around, free roam. You know, you could choose. There's not like a map selected and they respond to that. You know, not like Friday the 13th. It won't be like that. You know, it's just you just go up the roof and see which one is like nearby. You know, and then take down like Carlos, and then game over. You know, or Jill. You know, or safe rooms, or like blocked in the door, or like you know the player chose this option, you know. That's why there's no hope in Resident 6 the difficult, you know. It's like a, and after that, ever since Resident 6 was the last complete game, they hadn't like added like any new updates on recent time. When time passed, like they hadn't put like just the chainsaw zombies chainsaw mode. If they put this in, if they see this, if they put this in, that'd be great, you know. It would be like the first time ever since Resident Evil 6 has with the campaign in the Resident Evil series. But this is like real, like zombies is very hard, you know. This is like that example, you know. If the player wanted to have like a Resident Evil Outbreak experience from Resident Evil Outbreak, the game, and they hadn't played it, and they play Resident Evil Resistance, they could put like the safe rooms, block the door, full playable characters, or have like even another mode, friendly fire, or like a mode, how Resident Outbreak was, have friendly fire option, have enable or remove, or dump. They could pretend that they lay down, or they could trick them, or interact, or like that, or a what other things I'm trying to remember, like that, the or like four players, a really hard difficult, and it's playable. You don't put like multiplayer zombies, but you be the main characters. If you unlock the mode, you have to finish it to unlock the mode. Like how they did it with Resident Evil 1 remake or Resident Evil 4. Or like Resident Evil, you have to unlock the mode so you could get the true ending. Like that example with Resident Evil 1 remake, Resident Evil 0, right? Like that. You need to like find like puzzles, like and hard, and then go to like similar to like Inferno, uh, and Nightmare, different story, and then have four players playable. I don't know how it would be if they want to consider putting the two story Resident Evil. If not, they could put that, but it still be similar to Resident Evil 1 remake, the original. You escape the mansion, but you still be with Barry, and or if Barry, or have like it'd be like similar to the Chainsaw game where you play as the other characters and they have to escape. They could choose if they want to help them. How Barry was, where he has to help Wesker to make them survive stars, or Barry could don't want to help, or has to help, he could do that, and then the players could use like like that from Resident Evil 1, searching and then escaping. The Barry could be. I know they were willing to do that, similar to how the Chainsaw game is, and have like Wesker betray the team and that be playable. You just put traps or something, but I don't think they won't do it. That's why it's in Dead by Daylight, and the other movies has that, and they put that in their game. I don't know if Resident Evil really need to do that since Resident Evil 6 was the first that got them to have like multiplayer survival horror thing. And Dead by Daylight also. Like I don't know how Resident Evil's gonna do with Resident Evil 1 remake with Rysade in those features. This is the topic that I just want to talk about, and that's it. If Agent Hunt ever be used again, just for Resident Evil 1 remake, Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 4 also could have it too, as the Los Plagas, and then you be as those enemies, and then Ashley be a player playing as her or something like that, and then you help each other to escape, but still continue with the story of Resident Evil 4, and then someone could be the boss, like that's that Resident Evil 4 remake has. It could be Sadler. He could play as him, and then telling the players to go to find where is Leon, or go to the mind of like the players as them, and talking. That's or anything like that ability, or Los Plagas, playing as them, and then you take down what Leon and Ashley, like how Resident Evil 6 is. But I don't think they hadn't done that. They didn't put it, or Resident Evil Degeneration, difficulty, surviving, um, playable co-op online and offline with Claire and Leon. helping each other, it probably would be a big map. It's like this. This like Resident 6 was the example that would have been, but I think they hadn't done it. But they kind of did with just Resident 4 only, and like Resident 6, Resident this generation would have, you know, if it comes to the Switch 2 or whatever, Resident this generation would have it, you know, playing Claire and Leon online on like kind of on phone type of way console that the Switch has, Switch 2, and you know, doing puzzles, but it will be based on the movie of Resident this generation, you know, it will be based on that, you know, or either they would do that or the other direction, the inspiration, you know. And all the things that I said in the featuring, the other things that I said that I added in this video, I just want to talk about Agent Hunt, you know, just because it's the first game that brought the Dead by Daylight series, but it's the first that is a good game that's the original, you know. Players wanted this, you know. This is the campaign, you know, how Resident Evil 1 remake would look and Resident Evil 0. Let them, it's overwhelming, let them, you know, and if the player wants to help the player, you know, they could carry them, you know, but it'd be use the mechanic from Resident Evil Outbreak, you know, like carry them, you know, over the shoulder to take them to the safe room, but and then leave their ammunitions, you know, or close the door, you know, because more of them are coming from the forest, you know, or if they have that multiplayer added, and then have another option where the zombies could come. It would be two things, you know, multiplayer, and then replayable. And the second one is the Resident Evil Outbreak, where the zombies, the difficulty is still going, and if they see Resident Evil Outbreak File 1 and 2 and how it was and how if they study it and they see how it is, they're like, okay, the game doesn't pause, and then the zombies still moving around, you know? They still enter rooms, they still enter doors, they surprise the players, you know? It could be something like that. Or if they look through the window, you know, the how Resident 2 Remake would have a chance, you know? If, like, if how Resident Evil 1, the PlayStation 1, where Leon has to go through the hallway, and then the zombies reach out their arms, you know, trying to take down Leon, but they can't even reach them. All they could do is just scratch, you know. It'd be like that, but it would be playable if the players are like working together just to take down Leon, and just to have him like don't want them to do well with the campaign, you know. They could like work together, you know. Could see how this zombies was, you know. Like they hide and then they grab them out of the window. If they look, they grab him and took him in the window and game over, you know. And game over the campaign and they have to start over again, you know. Or like that, you know. Two options that I said about it, you know, and other stuff. So yeah, I just want to put this in about Agent Hunt because the Resident Evil 6 was the game that is a very good game. It's the only game that has like they did have co-op, but not like multiplayer in it. And you could play as those enemies, you know. BR from Resident Evil Vendetta that from the demo has would have been like this too if they allow it or improve like BR motions, like where you move around, you know, and be like in the universe. Resident Evil demo, the Vendetta has, you know, the demo could get an opportunity to bring some of these things in. I don't think they won't do it because I just want to put this in and that's it.